je webcam. Maar misschien moeten we hem hier nog in. Oh, hij zit niet op HDMI. Oh.
Doe dat. Alleen.
We've got iPods here. The web guys are gold colored. These are what's on most video cameras and television sets, and many computers have HDMI connectors on it. So these are the full-size style, and the PV100 Panasonic video cameras, if you look back here, they have a full-size HDMI connector on the back. So very simple cables are required for those. But this is where things get a little bit different. The second input on the web presenter is an SDI connector, and that is this style. They're called a BNC cable. They are the professional standard, and they give you both because you might just be using the web presenter in a one-camera environment for simple streaming, and it gives you the option to either use the HDMI input for standard consumer cameras or the SDI for professional cameras. Now, these are a consumer camera, very affordable, easy to use, and they are HDMI. So when you want to use two of those with the web presenter, we use the small Blackmagic micro converter, which lets you take HDMI and convert it to SDI so that two HDMI cameras can feed the web presenter because one will need to be using the SDI, feeding the SICK to you. So everybody's got one of these cables, and of course the cable's provided when you hire. So let's get this stuff hooked up. We're going to plug in the USB connector to the back of the web presenter. We're going to get some power applied to the web presenter. Let me just get this cable over here. Get that. There's no power switch on the web presenter. When you apply power, it just turns on. So that's starting to turn on now. And as you can see from the front panel, there's a small display here, a simple little control knob, and a few buttons that you can press to choose your menu and your set and camera A and camera B, actually camera 1 and camera 2. So we'll get that all hooked up here. Plugging it into the USB port on our laptop. Now we'll plug in HDMI connector from our first camera. We're going to plug that one into the web presenter's HDMI input, which is on the bottom here, HDMI in. Okay, that takes care of that. Now our second camera, again, because it is HDMI, I'm going to plug in another HDMI cable here.
Webcam of iets?
Of video.
And that one I'm going to plug into the micro converter, and it also needs power, and it's powered through a USB micro connector. And there's a little connector here, a little power supply. So let's get that plugged in. So bottom there, wire unstrung here, plug that into my power bar. Get that powered up. Oh, got it upside down, there we go. There we go. As you can see, there's a little power light here when this is powered on, so you'll know that's all good. Now I've got a long SDI cable here, which is in the higher kit. So I'm going to plug one into the output. Now there are two outputs on this. You only need to use one of them, but they're designed, they can drive a monitor and into a recording device or a web streaming device all simultaneously. Now, this is going to go into the SDI input, which is the bottom one nearest the power plug. So I'll get that in here. It's a little bit difficult when you're trying to do this explanation live on video, but we'll get it there. Okay, now we're plugged in there. Let's get this video camera turned on. Our first one, get our second video camera turned on. Oh, I gotta see where that connects. There it is. Okay, now we've got video signals through here. So if I hold up the web presenter here, you should see that we are on camera 1. And as I press this button, we should go to camera 2 on the screen. If I press the button, we go back to camera 1. So you're probably looking at pictures of Daphne, who is operating the other video cameras. So let's verify that's all happened. Yes, there we go. And now I'm going to open up the lid on my laptop here. So the web presenter is currently plugged into the USB port on the laptop. The web presenter acts as a webcam, the same as the little camera on the lid of the laptop. It's a system resource. No software is required. So I'm going to just run QuickTime on the Mac here because QuickTime's always built in and it will see any webcam that is connected. So let's go into QuickTime and that will run. Give it a sec here. There we go. Now we're going to go new movie recording. And we see that we have on our screen a signal coming from one of the cameras. So it's this one here. So I put my hand in and you see that's the live signal. So if I go to the web presenter and I switch from camera 1 to 2, let's get that power cable out of the picture here. There we go. I can zoom out a little wee bit on that. You can see it's Daphne. I'll zoom out on the second one.
Het is dus deze connectie naar deze, want
Dus wil je hem op mijn computer proberen?
ja, kan. Want vindt de camera wel. Ik wil even maar kijken of hij hem überhaupt vindt bij QuickTime.
En een nieuw movie. Ja.
Oh, maar.
Misschien is het toch dit dan of zo.
Een andere.
Ja.
Nee.
Maar is het niet ergens een default setting of zo? Maar ja, dit zou hem moeten overriden.
Ja. Ja, maar hij pakt mijn computer gewoon niet. Nou, wat is er nou voor... Oh, hier.
Wat? Oh, wat heb je gedaan?
Ja, ik zag hier. Ik kan kiezen.
Oh, je kon een keuze maken. Oké, dus dat is belangrijk om te weten.
Kijk hoor. Dus hier. Maar hoe maak je hier dan die keuze?